kid that got stabbed.
Well,
Apron,
yeah, I'm here.
Redkin,
Here.
Moore,
Against people doing
Scott,
it, and so we're paying it over whenever they
Here.
rest in
Water.
peace. We've told them
Here.
they can set up a memorial bench there, we have lots of ways you can do memorial.
Make a motion, we go into closed session, city council discuss strategy with council about matters that are presently in litigation, because public disclosure would be likely to prejudice or disadvantage the position of the city in that litigation. Second.
Redkin,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters,
Aye.
Capron.
Aye.
I make a motion, we go into closed session, the city council, because discuss strategy with council about matters where litigation is imminent, because public disclosure would be likely to prejudice or disadvantage the position of the city in that litigation.
Second.
Moore,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters,
Aye.
Capron,
Aye.
Redkin.
Aye.
Move, we go into closed session, the city council discuss strategy in matters relating to employment conditions of employees of the city covered by a collective bargaining agreement.
Second.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters,
Aye.
Capron,
Aye.
Redkin,
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Here. Redkin. Aye.
Here.
Moore.
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters.
Aye.
I move we adjourn the closed session.
Second.
Redkin,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters.
Aye.
Capron.
Mr. Moore, you need a little time, go ahead.
Capron. Here. Redkin,
Here.
Moore,
Here.
Scott,
Here.
Waters.
Here. Kevin? Could we stand for a moment of silent prayer followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Amen. Pledge of allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mike and Sally Roberts, please. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
We have a commendation that reads, whereas you're to be commended for taking the time, the initiative, and the effort to create a beautiful yard that contributes greatly to your neighborhood and to the city of Sioux City. And whereas you should be proud of the work you've done and the beauty you've created. Whereas we thank you for allowing our citizens to enjoy your beautiful yard and for teaching by example the merits of beautification in the community. Now therefore, I, Robert E. Scott, Mayor of the City of Sioux City, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby commend Mike and Sally Roberts of 1117 Edgewater for exhibiting pride of ownership and being named the recipient of the Sioux City Yard of the Month Award. Thank you for
Thank you very
doing a
much.
nice job in your neighborhood.
We appreciate being noticed. I've always liked flowers, and it seems like if you plant flowers in your neighborhood, it kind of spreads in the neighborhood, and always enjoy it. But thank you very much.
Thank you, we appreciate it. I think Jim has something here for you.
On behalf of the Yard of the Month Committee, I'd like to congratulate you. On behalf of the Sioux City Neighborhood Network, present this to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For those of you that don't know, Ian has been our reporter. Well, I guess I'll read this. It says here, Ian Richardson moved to Sioux City from Crescent, Iowa in the spring of 2016 to be a reporter for the Sioux City Journal. And Ian became the official Sioux City Hall reporter and began covering city council meetings in June of 2016. And whereas the city beat demands someone who is tenacious, curious, quick on their feet, and unafraid, Ian has done an outstanding job these past 2 years advocating for Sioux City readers, and is a solid reporter. Whereas Ian is now leaving Sioux City and the Sioux City Journal to his next adventure with the Des Moines Register. We'll miss Ian around City Hall in Sioux City, and we'll wish him luck in his new venture. Now, therefore, I, Robert E. Scott, Mayor of the City of Sioux City, on behalf of the City Council and the citizens of Sioux City, do hereby deem it an honor and a pleasure to extend this commendation to Ian Richardson and thank him for his years of service. Poor Ian would call me on Friday afternoons, and I'd always have to remind him I don't work on Fridays, but we appreciate everything.
I'm going to add to that a little bit too, Ian. First of all, I really want to thank you for your integrity and for doing such a wonderful job for the Journal, and I mean that with my heart. We also have a cake, so afterwards, anybody want to stick around, you can have some cake that we got for Ian. It's white cake with raspberry filling, so I think that should be a good little treat for you. Anyway, thank you very much. We're going to miss you.
Thanks, Ian. Okay, Mr. Avery, Parks and Skywalk. Tell us why you'd like to serve on that and a little bit about yourself.
Hi all, my name is Sam Avery. I work at Council Office and Document on down here in the bus station. Basically, I was approached by Reg & Co. to, with this idea, and thought it'd be something that I could provide a lot of service for. Since I work right there and I park in the parking ramp every single day, I'm parked at the meters. I see it all, I live it all every single day. So, born and raised here in Sioux City, Iowa. Went to college at Western Iowa Tech, so local native here. I'm now going back to college to finish it off and work full-time for a technology company.
Awesome. We appreciate your application, and we'd like to see younger people get involved, so this is a great addition, I hope.
Yep, and I'm 24 in case anyone was wondering.
You're a baby, good.
And we won't hold that last name against you. We're going to judge you based upon who you are, young man. Thank you for applying.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you guys. Any other questions or?
Should be good.
Let you know. We have an opening, I'm assuming, right? Okay, we'll let you know, buddy. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Good job. Today, we'll go to the consent agenda, which is items 3 through 13F. You can consider them to pass unanimously unless a separate roll call vote is asked for by a council member. If you want to speak on an item on that, as I read those, please come up and state your name and address for the record. If you want to speak on an item not on the agenda, please come up under citizen concerns. Again, state your name and address. I'll move the consent agenda.
Second.
3 is a reading of the City Council minutes of August 13th and 14th, 2018. 4 is a motion appointing John Myers to the Events Facility and Tourism Advisory Board for a 2-year term expiring June 30th, 2020. 5 is a resolution fixing fees at Cone Park.
Mayor and Council, Matt Salvatore, Parks and Recreation Director. Just a quick clarification on, this is actually a reduction in fees, and I noticed earlier today that the resolution and the RCA do not match up, so I wanted to clarify that. In the resolution, our Cone Park group rentals, it still shows the 101 to 300. We've eliminated that and replaced it with a $1,000 fee shown above, so that can be adjusted.
Okay, but you are lowering, you still have 1 weekend fee that's cheap.
Sunday evenings will now go from $10 to $7.
Thank you for doing that. I'll move it as amended, or I'll move the amendment first, I guess, right?
Second.
Can you call the roll on the amendment, please?
Greckin,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters,
Aye.
Capron.
Aye.
And then when we get to 6E, I have another quick clarification. That is not, the amendment's not funded by CDBG funds. It's just from our aquatic comprehensive plan,
Okay.
CIP.
Okay, and then the regular will be in the regular vote, so we're good. 6 is a resolution approving change order number 2 and authorizing final payment to W.A. Klinger for the Cook Park splash pad. 7 are resolutions inviting proposals for the sale of land in the combined central Sioux City CBD urban renewal area, announcing the intent to accept the proposal of DLG Properties and schedule a hearing. Property at 218 Kansas and 14 West 3rd Street. 8 are resolutions authorizing fire rescue to apply for a grant from Firehouse Subs for 3 mechanical chest compression devices for ambulances. 9 are actions relating or adopting construction documents. A is a resolution adopting plans and spec for the digester cleaning and inspection project at the wastewater treatment plant. B is a resolution adopting plans and specs for the final design of the renewable fuels equipment procurement project. C is a resolution adopting plans and specs for the convention center renovation project. Have these plans changed at all from the last time?
Dave County Public Works Director. Yeah, we have replaced the terrazzo flooring as a alternate bid item to have that removed if we so choose. They've revised the windows, reducing the square footage of the glass and allowing some additional support so the beams above them didn't have to be as big. They've removed a boulder retaining wall out front and replaced it with an alternate material. And they'll include an alternate bid for the exterior brick to be replaced with EFS that looks like brick instead.
Okay.
Okay, so, hold on a minute. So, most of what you just said is just, aesthetic. It's not, anything gonna be taken away from the
No, we're
building
not,
itself.
I mean, well, except for possibly removing the storage, which would be which would be what you would decide when bids would come in.
Okay,
Yeah.
so,
Same with the EFS versus the brick, they'll all be decisions you'll have to make when the bids come in.
you know, this just makes it real difficult for me because, you know, these bids have come in over 50% higher than what they should have. And now we gotta go backwards, and I hate that because once you start going backwards, you're gonna end up with, you never know. I mean, you get what you pay for. The bottom line is you get what you pay for. And I mean, and we could look at this, we could look at Tyson, we could look at the police station. It's gotta be done right, because in the long run, it's gonna be best for everybody.
And that was exactly why we left them as alternate bids,
Right.
because of the
Right.
discussion we had the last time these bids came in.
And the other thing too, you know, I think when we go into these contracts, maybe we should be sitting down talking to everyone that's involved in this. And Kings maybe could have been involved in this a little bit more too, because it's coming down to us paying over double to make things right. And I know it's gonna be for the best for the city, but Keith's is also gonna be coming out on this deal, so maybe they should have had something in the contract saying that they were a little bit liable themselves. So I may be looking at it all wrong, but I think that,
No, I think you're right.
I think it would have been great to have a cap like we did on the
I
Hard
think
Rock.
everyone, or most
Yeah.
would agree with you.
and you know, when we have these contractors come in and these companies doing this bidding, they know, we tell them what we wanna spend, right?
Well, we have to have the, in this case, architect's estimate as part of the bid.
Exactly, and
announcement,
we didn't ask to be, you know, over 2 million over, obviously, so, you know, I just think that, in the future, we need to look ahead and be proactive on this, so we don't get bit again.
The only other question I had, Dave, was one of the things you said was the carpet for the ballroom, or it was a
yes. No,
different?
for the pre-function space,
Okay.
yeah.
Of whether it will be tile or carpeted?
It'd be terrazzo flooring or we've just replaced the terrazzo flooring with carpeting. It was supposed to, in the initial design, it was terrazzo flooring, and we changed that area to be carpeting. It'll still be terrazzo flooring where it's connected to the existing terrazzo flooring, but where it turns to the north, we're gonna replace that with carpeting.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
10 are actions relating to agreements and contracts. A is motion authorizing staff to negotiate with HDR Engineering and AE2S to develop and deliver a wastewater cost of service study. B is a resolution awarding a service provider agreement to Thompson Innovation for the water facility SCADA process upgrade projects. I need to abstain on that. C is a resolution approving change order number 4 to the contract of InfraTrack for the Riverfront Sanitary Sewer Interceptor Cleaning and Televising Project. D is a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign a funding agreement providing $500,000 in home funds for the rehabilitation of the Aberdeen Apartments at 1120 Nebraska Street.
Mayor,
Yes.
I need to abstain on that item. Conflict.
Is that a grant or is that a loan? I couldn't tell, and I probably didn't read it close enough to figure it out, but,
Amy Kearns Neighborhood Services, it is a loan.
and what's the term?
The terms, and I have the amortization schedule here. It is pull that up. It is a 15-year loan, 1% interest. Starting, the first payment will be due April of 2020.
And do they have a loan on the other one, their other project? Isn't it the same people?
This is the only one that we have a loan on. It's actually redoing the loan. This was originally, and there was a sentence that was not correct in the mortgage. It didn't match up with the promissory note and all the other documents, so it's kind of cleaning up those
Did you lend them
documents.
money on the castle on the hill? Aren't they the same people?
That's what this project is for. Well, I'm sorry. Castle on the Hill previously, I think that they are somehow connected, but it's a different company name. New Style was the company for Castle on the Hill Apartments.
Okay, all right.
That was
that's good.
done, and then this one's for the Central Annex right next there.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. E is a resolution approving amendment number 2 to the consulting service agreement with DGR Engineering for the Cook Park splash pad. Staff will request an amendment.
Again, Matt Salvatore, Parks and Recreation Director, yet this is where this is not paid out as with using CDBG funds.
It's what? Oh, okay.
Not paid for by CDBG funds.
So we need to make an amendment to that then? I'll move that.
Second.
I don't know that we need to. I think
It's
it's
in the
just in the
fund- it's just in
financial
the-
impact in the RCA.
Okay, so then we don't
no.
have to.
Okay, just a clarification.
I know that I'm awfully critical of engineering firms, especially the ones you like, Mr. Moore, but when they collect $3,900 on liquidated damages and we only collect $3,500, it's a very unfair system, so I'm voting no. I think they should not be entitled to any more than what we collect. They help write the contract.
You're going to pull the
You would like
item
to
then
pull for a
for a
separate?
vote?
Yeah, pull it for a vote then, yeah.
Moore,
Aye.
Scott,
No.
Waters,
Aye.
Capron,
No.
Greckin.
Aye.
F is a resolution approving a federal aid agreement for a transportation enhancement program project with the IDOT. G is a resolution approving amendment number 3 to the site lease agreement with New Singular Wireless for the operation and maintenance of a communication system at 3430 West 23rd Street.
I need to abstain on that one, Mayor.
11 are actions relating to personnel. A is a resolution amending Resolution 2007-1002 by removing the Convention Center Labor Crew Leader and Tyson Event Center Crew Leader positions and adding an Education Coordinator. B is a resolution amending the position classification manual by adding Labor Crew Leader positions at the Tyson Event Center and Convention Center. C is a resolution amending Resolution number 2007 and 1-1003 by removing the position of Education Coordinator, a PATS position. D is a resolution amending the position classification manual by approving an updated job description for an Educated Coordinator at ASME position. 12 are applications for beer and liquor license. See the list come forward if you have any questions. 13 are receipt of minutes. See the list if you have the questions come forward. Anyone to be heard on any of those items, please come forward. Are you calling it? Okay.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters.
Aye.
Capron,
Aye.
Greckin,
Aye.
Moore.
Aye. 14 is a hearing and resolution approving plans and specs for the 2018 paving patchback program. I'll move that.
Second.
Call it.
Waters,
Aye.
Capron,
Aye.
Greckin,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Scott.
Aye. Citizen concerns, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, please. Seeing none, we'll go to council concerns. Mr. Gretkin.
Thank you. I had, I'll find my notes here. I spoke to a gentleman earlier in the week, or late last week rather, John Mansfield, who is a member of the Woodbury County Veterans Commission. And I think he's probably, I don't know if, he may have talked to Mike or to Jeff Harcum at the transit system. John had expressed a concern to me about regarding public transportation to the new vet clinic, which is on Anchor Drive in North Sioux City. He's looking to see if the city can do anything to help extend a line that we have a transit route that goes into North Sioux City. John's explanation to me was that it would require to get to the vet center an additional 1.7 miles to the vet center, and then, of course, in return, so a total of 3.4 miles. But he said that a large number of veterans actually need that transportation system, don't have it otherwise. And they have a lot of volunteers who are helping. John himself takes several of them over weekly, as well as to Sioux Falls, to the vet hospital up there. But he would really like the city to take a look at that to see if there's anything they could do that might be able to help. And I don't know, Mike, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if it's just something we could, or accessible to veterans to get to that new clinic in North Sioux, then I would certainly like to be able to do it. I know there has to be an expense. I don't know how much it is and what we can do, but if we could take a look at that, I told John I'd bring it up, and hopefully with some creative thinking, maybe we can figure out a way to get something done to help them. The other issue I have is I'm kind of taking over for Alex for one event only. Gigi's Playhouse, Down Syndrome. Gigi's Playhouse, for those of you who don't know, and I think most of you know, is a Down Syndrome Achievement Center. They're having their annual fundraiser this Saturday, August 25th. It's either a 5K run or a 1-mile walk. It's at the Miracle Field at Riverside Park. It starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. I think the walk is at 1:30 and the run, or excuse me, 9:30 in the morning, and the walk may be, or the 5K run is at 11, I think. But just wanted to give a shout out to Gigi's Playhouse, and for those who may have or will be so inclined to maybe want to contribute or participate, it goes for a great cause, and they're doing a great job and working with Down syndrome children and adults, and I told them I'd bring that up too and try to share that and see if we can talk more people into participating. So thank you very much.
Pass.
I guess I would like to start just with something that Pete brought up. I believe I left a message for Mike about it as well, was with the vet center. And I just wanted to express my frustration too with that we had the vet center here in town close to a stop, and then they relocate to North Sioux. And the law states that they have to be within 2 miles of public transportation for these veterans that use the public transit to get to the station. And they built their facility 1.7 miles off of the transit route. I was talking to a veteran that helps out at out there a little bit, and voicing my frustration and he understood the frustration, because then as a city, they're going out to North Sioux and then making veterans have to walk or however they can try to get the rest of the 1.7 miles. And then they're coming to the city of Sioux City and saying, well, help us get transportation the rest of that way. And it's like, well, you just took your facility out of our city and that much further away. I kind of wanted to call Senator Ernst's office right there and kind of explain the situation, because I think it's a real travesty. I think it's talk about a disservice to our veterans and our community. I think that's something that's really, really sad. And now
8% of the veterans in our community, but they put that over there. I can't disagree with you. It's a joke.
Exactly.
And that decision to move over there came out of Sioux Falls, was it?
I have no. I
Denver,
would
I
love to
think.
know that answer.
Denver, I think. But
Denver
I'm not sure.
did.
But
you're
just
right,
something that really, really bothered me, and I didn't know. I didn't know whether reaching out to Senator Ernst's office independently or otherwise would make a big difference. But I mean, it's already built, so what do you do, I guess?
Well, and maybe that's a solution too. I don't know, that we seek some assistance from the federal government. So something that certainly we should be able to find some avenue that would
What about North Sioux?
benefit the.
Do they help?
That was my response to the gentleman, was I would really be talking to North Sioux City about that and developing an agreement with our transit or something, some type of authority. That's what I said. But I think in the interim period, they were hoping that Sioux City would be able to assist. And begrudgingly, I don't want to leave these veterans without assistance. So it's like, what do you do? I'm not going to say no to that. But I would just want to echo Mr. Grecken's. I was probably much more frustrated than Pete was, maybe it sounds like, but hey, I just wanted to touch on that as well. The next thing that I wanted to bring forward is, as part of Downtown Partners, they're having a couple upcoming events. Tomorrow, actually, there's a stop and sip. It starts at 5 p.m. For those of you that don't know, that's an opportunity in the downtown to get to know different various businesses that maybe you wouldn't otherwise frequent. They offer free beverages and some free appetizers, things like that at these varying businesses. Usually they have right around like 4 to 7 stops or something like that. I think they have somewhere right in there. And so you can stop and get to know these other businesses. The other event where it's actually going to be the first Bar Olympics kind of block party, which all of the businesses in the Pearl Street district, that whole block, are participating. They're going to have, I believe they already have over 10 teams signed up, going to be doing like yard game style Olympics, and then all of the restaurants and bars and otherwise are participating as well. So I think that's going to be something exciting. That's coming. It starts at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Also on Saturday, if you would be so inclined, would be the first annual Brew Fest. It's up at Marty's Tap. It's a new brewery event that's going to be taking place up there. So if you haven't tried those beverages, that's another Sioux City brewery that I think we want to continue to support. That'll be up at Marty's Tap. And then the last one that I have, Mayor, is on Sunday, the 26th, will be the Wiffle Ball Classic for Siouxland Cares. And your very own city council and city will have a team. I believe that we'll be playing at like we're supposed to be there 2:15, I believe it starts. Our game starts at 2:45, but the event starts much earlier in the day, and that is at Miracle League Field as well. I'm fairly certain the mayor will be there cheerleading.
I sent my check for $250. I bought my way out.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so I'm really glad you told us that, because I thought it was at noon we had to be there.
Well, no, I mean, we
I
can
think
come
it's-
later. We can come and show up later for just our game. We'll actually be playing
one
this.
inning.
We're playing the Sioux City Growth Organization, but there are like, I believe our SCPD and the Woodbury County Sheriffs are playing each other earlier in the day as well. So, I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Just you 4?
No, we need
No,
more,
we have a
don't
whole-
we?
We have a
Oh,
whole
we have,
team.
we
Yeah,
got a
what's-
team.
Carney and Marty, they're
No, we have a whole team that's already signed up. I forget it's on the list. Heidi, are you in?
Rick?
Yeah, Heidi's in.
I think Reagan's on it.
No. Heidi's in.
Amber's the big ball player. You got Amber on the
Oh,
team?
No, because
yeah,
she's
where's
out of
Amber
town, so
at?
Didn't you say you're? Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause we were
just
trying to
send
get
your son.
too. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Amber did very well last year. But no, so that's going to be on Sunday. It's a great time, really. So come out to Miracle League Field with the family. It's a lot of fun. So at least it was last year. Looking forward to it this year. That's all I have.
I just want to make a big push again for the vacancies on the boards and commissions we have. I did get a list. The Human Rights Commission has 1 vacancy. If you know of anyone that would be interested in the Human Rights Commission, it is gender balanced, and we need to appoint a male to accomplish that gender balance. The Library Board of Trustees has 1 vacancy, and that also is gender balanced, and we need a female to accomplish that gender balance. So if you know anyone that would be interested in our library
That's what
board,
he's-
please
215?
contact them. I think personal contacts are good. Transit System Advisory Board, those of you interested in transit, as Mr. Gretkin and Mr. Waters are, if you know of someone, there are 2 vacancies on that board. And then the Yamanashi City Sister City Committee has 5 vacancies. So anyone interested in Yamanashi City, please contact your friends and please encourage them to file an application with City Hall and come to the City Council meeting for an interview, and we will make the appointments accordingly. That's all I have.
I move we get to Rhonda's cake.
Second.
Capron,
Yep.
Gretkin,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Cobb,
Aye?
Waters.
I just wanted to clarify that I am looking at it. And we play at 2:35 is what I'm saying.
35.
Just so you know. 2:35, but otherwise
Oh, no, it was from the fire.